Good day, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope that everyone had a good week. I'm Kathy W. Welcome to the September 19th chat. For anyone who is new, maybe take a minute to grab a cup of tea or coffee and your yarn. These Friday videos sometimes share hints and tips. They are always about crochet and knitting, occasionally a chat about your yarn or tools we use, and always it is a place to grab a coffee and tea and have a visit. Today will be the launch of a new make-along. Thank you so much for the people who are interested in an easy make-along. The knitters and crocheters who would like a quick palette cleanser. This one will be called Smaller Than a Breadbox Make-Along. Last week I noticed so many great ways that you all shared in the comments hints and tips when it comes to adding on edgings and borders. Those will be in today's video. And also I completed a blanket and a hat. Oh, and started a cowl to go with the hat. Also, I'm excited to show you some yarn that arrived in the mail from My Precious Yarnery, and inside with that yarn were some extra gifts, some goodies from Angela. Then in today's mail was a package from Mama G Gear. The two of us have become friends because of YouTube, and I'm so happy to know her. This hand-dyed yarn is going to stay all snug and secret in the package, as it is a Christmas present for a dear friend, and I think she might be watching here. 2 hanks of a one-of-a-kind beauty that is very special. Making these hectic hanks requires 4 distinct steps and used Mama G's secret process to dye. If you would like to see some of Rusty and Mama G's hand-dyed yarn, you can pop over to the Mama G Gear channel, and if you are super curious about what these 2 hanks look like, they are number F11 on the video that I will link below. Always beautiful yarns available, some non-wool, hand-dyed by Rusty, and others wools, hand-dyed by Mama G. And now it is time to peek at the yarn from Angela at My Precious Yarnery. Such beautiful wools and non-wools are available. Hand-dyed by Angela. For anyone who is new, Angela is one of the first people to encourage me when I started Yarn with Heart. She is an all-round wonderful person, a designer, amazing crocheter, and hand-dyes beautiful yarn. She was one of the first people that I ever watched on YouTube, and I will link to Angela's YouTube channel and her website in the description box. So here we go. Let's get into it. So first, a little note from Angela on her special note paper. Made with love, we are winging it here. And her invoice. Oh, for my next order, she has something for me to scratch and find a treat for my next order. I didn't know that was in there. Okay. And these are gifts, extras that Angela included. Oh, let's see what's here. Angela, thank you so much for these gifts. This was a really sweet surprise, and oh, I'm so grateful that you put these in here. Look at some stickers. Angela's special sticker. So much yarn, so few hiding spots. Oh. Yarn with a crochet hook. Oh, this is very sweet. Believe in yourself. That's really, really nice. And those are all My Precious Yarnery stickers. Angela makes these herself. And some My Precious Yarnery stitch markers. For anybody who is new, I collect stitch markers. I love them. Kind of like, you know, in the days when we would share friendship bracelets with each other. I really, really like stitch markers. Now this is sort of really in here. So 1 second while I work on getting this out of the package. 1 second. These are really cute. Oh my. And she knows me so well. I like flowers. And there's a little bumblebee. Oh. And look. Here's a blue flower with some precious stones on there. And another, this one's so pretty with the pink and the red. Angela has a beautiful way with color and combining colors. So nice. Oh, and look. Some note paper with watermelons on them. Oh, and this one too. This one says watermelon sugar. And Angela makes these as well. And I know they're available on her website. Now, again, all of these, thank you so, so much, Angela. This is very generous of you. These were gifts to me from her. Thank you, Angela. Oh. And now, hand-dyed yarn, handmade stationery, and more. And this is from Angela, and here's her details. If you'd like to take a screenshot of that, you can. And of course, I will put her details in the description box as well. And let's get into the yarn. I ordered this at the end of August and it arrived very fast. A bit of yarn for me and a bit for a gift for a friend. I got 2 of these, and these are called Aesthetic Pink, 100% superwash merino, 100 grams, 400 meters, 437 yards, each at their fingering weight. And these 2 I will be sending to a friend. And I don't mind showing these ones because I know this particular friend won't be watching on the channel. So I got 2 of those. And then for myself, Jeff helped me to pick these. I wanted to try her bamboo. I've purchased her cotton. I love her cotton yarn. And this is the first time that I have purchased some of her bamboo. This is 100% bamboo, sport weight, approximately 197 yards per. Look at the colors. Oh, I don't know if it's showing up as beautifully on screen as it is in person. These are absolutely wonderful, and it's called Fancy Larkspur. Oh, such beautiful purples and teals. the teal caught my eye, and I just love the color, and I got 3 of these for myself. So, oh, this is soft as well. The merino is like an extra soft, extra fine merino, and this I think is a beautiful bamboo as well. So there we go, looking at the pretties that came from my precious yarnery. Yeah. Now, I do want to let you know, she has a few autumn colors of yarn that have shown on her website. So if you like autumn colors, those are available now too. Now I'm excited next week because I've received a box from Aberdeen's Wool. It will need to wait until next week though, as when it comes to the Aberdeen's package, there is a bit of a podversary and some news and a surprise to share with you next Friday. And now I cannot wait another moment to let you know about the make-along that will be starting here. Of course, we can still do the something new make-along each month. That is so fun, and getting inspired by the new things that each of you try during that make-along has been wonderful. This other second make-along is called Smaller Than a Breadbox. And thank you so much for the amazing response. I'm so happy that we can start this Smaller Than a Breadbox make-along one now. After watching the video, you can check the description box for the dates and details. I'm so excited, as I think this is going to be a lot of fun. After we have tried this one for a few months, if you like, then we can continue on with it into 2026. So for those who would like to join, let's make something between 6 inches up to a maximum of 12 inches in size, definitely smaller than a bread box. If you can please send your pictures to me by October 14th, and the slideshow will be part of the Friday, October 17th video here. That is the 3rd Friday of the month. In the subject line of the email, please put Breadbox make along or smaller than a breadbox so that I can find you. I do get quite a few emails, and that will help me to know what's in your email when you send it. Eventually, I will spin the wheel. However, since this one is for small, simple projects, the wheel spin will happen every 3 months. And every time you send in your picture for the slideshow, your name will be added to the wheel. So possibly once in October if you send an October one, and then again in November if you send a November picture, and again in December if you send one that month as well, for a maximum of 3 times on the wheel. The wheel spin will be on Friday, December 19th. So for the smaller than a breadbox make-along, you can use cotton if you would like, or you can use wool or acrylic. That would be great too. And the shapes are your choice too. Circle, square, rectangle, hexagon, any shape that you would like. It is open to more than dishcloths. Some people might eventually find a sampler that uses wool or acrylic and join their motifs into a blanket or a wearable. During October, November, and December, send in pictures that might be swatches and ideas, experiment with different patterns. And then beginning in January, if we continue, if you would all like to continue into 2026, we will be jumping in with both feet. By then, you might have a yearly plan, or you might jump in and out with something different each month, or you might do some months and not all of them. It's all good. For me, I'm hoping to try the Year of Dishcloths idea. These are patterns by the kitchen sink. I would really like to knit those dishcloths. And for my crochet side, I have heard that Missy from Missy's Yarniverse and More is planning a crochet along that might be similar to the Wednesday Wipeout. I'm very excited to hear more about that one, and I will keep you posted when I hear more. This week I finished a couple of items, and I was also busy with a work in progress. So let's start with the finished items. The first one is a lapgan that I started on earlier this month, and thanks to a bunch of time in the car last weekend, I finished it this week. The lapgan is right size for donation, just shy of 30 by 40 inches. The pattern I used is called the Alpenhaus. It is designed by Jessica Reeves from Mama in a Stitch. I'm using the free version on her website, and there is also a paid pattern available. For this one, I'm using an 8mm hook, and I played a bit of yarn chicken with this. This is how much yarn that I had left. That's it. I used 3 donuts of Caron Colorama in the color Beeswax. It is made with 97% acrylic and 3% viscose. I think the viscose is the Tweety Bits. Now I'm going to pause because of the construction sound. 1 second. There, I think they're finished the construction for a little bit. So there we go. If I hold it here, I think you could see the way that the stitches make this kind of patterning in this blanket. It really worked out nicely with the color and with the yarn. So I'm really happy with this pattern, and I'd like to do this one again with a lighter colored yarn so that the stitch pattern will really pop and show up. Also, for anyone who is new, 1 second, more construction, 1 second. I'm back again. This is kind of funny. It's like hopscotch. There's 2 units, I think, that are doing construction this week, and this is just part of living in a building with lots of units in it. This happens sometimes, so I'm sorry. So for anyone who is new, if you would like to find any patterns mentioned or any of the creators who I mentioned, there is always information about how to find them in the description box below. Now, the second item that I finished for this week, I wanted to make a hat because on Viewer News earlier this month, I learned that September 15th was Make a Hat Day, and when I found this knit pattern, the construction of it intrigued me, and this pattern is called Zigzag Kids Hat and was designed by Sayaka Kano. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I noticed that the kid size could also fit a small lady, which is going to work well for donations, perhaps for a teen. I enjoyed watching the way that the stitch pattern made a zigzag on the hat, and I really enjoyed the pattern on the top of the hat. It looks like a little star. So that was really great. For this one, I used a 3.75 millimeter needles for the brim and a 4 millimeter needles for the body of the hat. I cast on 84 stitches to make this size. And the yarn that I used is called Karen Chunky Cupcake in the color Love Potion. And I found the weight of this yarn was very similar to a thick worsted weight. And now for works in progress. To match the hat, I just had to start a cowl. I'm loosely following a pattern called the Valentine Cowl by the Blue Mouse. It's also a free pattern on Ravelry. Instead of the hem suggested in the pattern, I'm using the same one that was made on the hat so that they match a little bit. And then I made one repeat of the heart motif in the Valentine cowl. I'll hold it up here so you can see it. Then after that, so that it sort of matches the hat, I switched to the pattern that was in that, and I didn't have enough yarn to do the entire cowl in either these hearts or this zigzag, so I'm finishing it off with some of this purple. So this will be how the set looks when it's complete. And again, it'll be a bit small, for it won't fit a larger lady, but it will fit a teen or a small lady quite nicely, I think. Now, many of you shared in the comments last week about hints and tips that are helpful when adding borders to projects, and here are the ideas that you all shared. One is try going with the pattern suggestion. Another, eyelet borders are pretty on baby blankets. Another is that some blankets do not need a border. A fourth idea is the join as you go method by Not a Crawl Crochet on YouTube, called How to Crochet the Tight Continuous Join as You Go produces a decent border. Perhaps an addition of another additional border will be nice for some color. Single crochets are a nice way to start. The border style and color depend on the stitch and colors in the blanket. Blossom Crochet Channel has a crochet border list with great ideas. Hooked by Robin has a playlist with great ideas. The border is like a picture frame as it enhances the blanket and gives it strength to last. Creative Grandma is a creator who has a wide variety of borders for everything from washcloths to doilies to blankets. This viewer said not much done with blankets with borders, and she follows the pattern when she has made a border. Finding the perfect border that fits the blanket is like an adventure. Alley Cat Crochet's channel has a playlist where she has saved a library of great ideas for joins and for borders. So these ideas are typed in the description box so that we can print them off and maybe help each other. And thank you so much to everyone for sharing in the comments and by email. Now, are some of you still there? I hope so. I'm letting you know a little secret. Next week will be my 2-year podversary. Well, not the exact day. The exact day that I started videos on YouTube was September 22nd, 2023. The closest Friday to that day is next Friday, and you might want to pop in for that video. There will be a bit of fun there that day. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here, for sharing in your comments and leaving your thumbs. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Enjoy your crochet. Enjoy your knitting. And I hope to see you next video.